Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Oh yeah, we're painting again, and I have my watercolours out again. Got my piece of paper. Now this paper is lining paper. Yeah, I got a big roll of lining paper and I've been cutting out pages and pages and pages of it and doing painting after painting. Just to improve, get the painter's mileage going. So, we're going to do something that I've been learning a little bit from one of my favourite painters, Turner. What a legend of a painter. So, let's get going. Let's get going on this. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to paint. I have an idea, and that's good enough. So I've got my big brush. It's just a graduate 3/4 brush, and I have my plate of paints. I'm going to use mainly 3 colours in this one. Some water, some raw sienna, some raw sienna. So we're going to start the painting off with raw sienna. So we get the raw sienna on the brush, and a little bit of water, and throw that in. So if we need a bit more pigment, I usually pick up some water, pick up some paint, and then go for it. Just put it on where you want it. I want to give my whole page a raw sienna glow, actually, because I've been messing around painting sunsets, sunrises, and I thought it'd be quite good to do one of those today. And while I was out and about did a bit of discovering, discovered this old building, and I thought, maybe I can make that building part of my painting. So there we go, got raw sienna wash all over the page. I'm going to use the hairdryer to dry that quickly. Okay, so we've got a nice raw sienna wash on our page. And now what we need to do is we need to create a light area and a not so light area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up some of this blue, ultramarine blue, and some alizarin crimson. So I've got ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson. So I want it to the crimson side. So that's quite nice. And then, so depending on how thin or how thick you want it, depends on how much water you use. So let's imagine the light is around this area. So we'll start throwing in this in other areas. So I went into a bit of water there, so I could go a bit lighter. Now I think I'm going to save an area here, so I'll go about there. And then I want to soften that line a little bit, so a bit of water, a bit of raw sienna on the brush as well. Just go along there, just to soften that line so we don't get a hard edge, and along here as well. I just don't want a hard edge anywhere there. Keep things nice and soft, and at the bottom of the page we'll go a bit darker as well, and then work up to that. So we'll create a bit of an illusion, really, a bit of an illusion. The dark area becomes closer and the light area becomes further away. So I've gone into a bit more the blue. Just throw in a bit of that. Maybe a bit of that at the bottom as well. Okay, so my paper, because it's a wallpaper, really, it tends to flatten out nicely as it dries, which is good. Right, now, what I want to do, I'm going to get some more of the sienna, more sienna. Get a bit more of it, a bit more of the colour. I want to make this a bit more vibrant in here. Okay. Got a little bit of the reddish colour, bit of the red, bit of the crimson in amongst it. There we go. So now, what I'm thinking, I'm being creative now. So I'll get some of the red. I'm going to switch brushes to a bit of the smaller one, and this one will do. I'm going to get some of the red, the raw sienna, to make a bit of an orange, bit of an orangey colour. Turn it down a little bit. So let's imagine there's a few buildings far back in the distance, and we can put them in. See, maybe there's a few towers and things way off here. It's picking up some of that colour. Maybe it's a whole town back there. We can just indicate shapes. More maybe. Just put that there, just so we can practice doing that. And then a little bit of the white, I mean, a little bit of the water, I should say, and just go along the base of it, just to soften the edge. Now, wouldn't it be cool, I think it would, to have a boat. Now, I've been copying a few boats from Turner's pictures, so maybe we can put one in that, something similar. I think it'd be quite good to have a big sail here. Oh, that's dry. Let's just dry that a bit more. Okay, so let's put the building in first, and then look at the boat. So we'll get some more of this blue, crimson, blue and red, and the raw sienna. We'll make our dark colour of that, raw sienna, blue and crimson. Okay, so what I want, let's imagine there's a building here, so thinking about the building I was looking at earlier. So it sort of had like a flat roof like that, and then it went down. Tower was like that. Something like that. I think it would be more central, it'd be more like there, wouldn't it? That's okay, we can change it. And then down here, maybe we can have a wall. Sort of a wall that goes along. So I'm just picking up more of the colours. So I'll have that wall coming along here. Maybe like that. Maybe in my one I can have some stones sort of going like that there. Some rocks and things. Maybe we can have a bit of a kind of a harboury type area. We can do that. Okay, now I want to put a few, get a bit more of this colour. We'll just dry this. Okay, so I want to make sure we've got a roof. I'm just putting these little sort of dry brush, dragging the brush along the page, and it's dry. I'm going to get a bit more of the raw sienna and do the same on the roof. Okay, let's have a look at that. Quite like that. Be pretty cool if we had a bit of a distant tower as well, like that. So we're just using a lighter colour, so then there's an indication of a tower there. Something like that. Now I want to put some of this in the water, so I'm just going to reflect a little bit in that. Reflect a bit of this. Okay, maybe we can have that boat in now. So if you're having a go at this, then have fun with it. Make up your painting the way you want it. I'm just grabbing some raw sienna, and with the blue and the crimson. Like I said, it's mostly just the three colours. Okay, I'll use this, hopefully. Actually, let's use this dark just to darken this area, because there won't be much light getting there. So I'll use that to hit there. I'll just push it across those bits. Okay. I'm umming and ahhing on whether I want to have the lights on or not in the building, so I need to think about that. I might put a couple of indications of windows like this. In the building there was windows all over. It's quite interesting. Maybe there's a bit of a door there. I'm going to I've just got some red and yellow. I'm going to put this boat in. Maybe there's a boat. There's a boat coming in along there. We put it in the sail. just an indication. And the indication of the ropes there. And then we can put a little bit of a shadow in there. Okay. Now what I want to do, what I want to try and do anyway, is my plan is to add a little bit of a light behind it, and then whatever that'll do will affect the picture. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to get some raw sienna there, and some white. This is gouache white. So raw sienna and gouache white, and that's it. So let's have our light here. Just going to use my finger to soften it. Okay, so that light is now going to create some light coming down here in the water. And we could do all sorts now. Maybe using a bit of the red and yellows, we can have some of that light hitting the edge of the building. Don't want it to do too much though, because I quite like this dark and the light there. And what I might do, use some of it, the white and the blue and the red, to reflect some of that onto the ground in places. Quite cold over here though, so I don't want it to be too warm, and maybe a little bit on these bits as well. Keep it quite cold. Something like that. Now I could put a light on in here, or I could put some figures of somebody. Maybe there's someone in there. Or I could leave it as it is. Kind of, I just want to add a little bit of a light on the roof there, sort of along this wall. Maybe there's a bit of a doorway there on the tops of these windows. There's a bit that comes out, maybe it's hitting the light coming down, it's hitting it. I think we'll have a little bit of water. Put a little bit of water line along here. bit of a waterline and something like that. Maybe I always see things when I'm painting. I always think, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that, I could add this in there, and just thought it'd be quite good to have like some posts here, maybe where they tie some of the boats up. Maybe that light, is going to hit some of that. Just a hint of it, hint of that light. It's just hitting that bit there. Okay, well there we go. So it's just a bit of fun, just to show you a way of creating a bit of atmosphere, a bit of interest, something you could play with and do whatever you like with. So I hope you enjoyed this, just to show you using one of these. This has been used a lot now, just to give you an idea of how it would look in a frame. So thanks very much for watching this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it got you inspired, gave you an insight into watercolours, and hopefully I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.